The screen looks different again. Is YouTube like innovating again? Because they didn't need to again. My screen looks different again. I don't like it when my screen looks different. Messes me up. Ugh. Maybe they flipped things back, though. Did they flip things back? Quahog Man, Eric Hubba Big D. Gretchen's here. Did they flip things back? Or is it still backwards? Whoa. Less than a minute in, he remembers to go to live chat from top chat. Look at that. Still backwards. Right on. So they innovated again. They changed things, but not things that matter. Good stuff, YouTube. Thanks. Thanks, YouTube, for being awesome. Oh, what's going on, my friends? A lot of traffic out on the street today, like compared to usual. Oh, sounds like YouTube. Yep, no, that's what they do. They change things, not necessarily for the better, and not necessarily for any discernible reason that something was wrong. Was going to comment on the drill video backwards, but great video. It wasn't backwards. The difference in you between that time jump. The time jump, I had stopped drinking before I started that video, but it was what, October or so when I bought the drill. Jerry Hager 419 fishing and powder coating. It's a hell of a name. Your name is now Jerry. What's on the menu tonight? I am hungry. I might just start cooking food. And again, sometimes we just like start cooking and then see what goes in. I don't have a ton of stuff. I do have bacon. I got potatoes. I got eggs. Maybe it's just breakfast. Maybe we'll just cook breakfast. Let's get some potatoes going, and then we'll start there. And then see. Maybe it turns into breakfast. Maybe it turns into like a mess of just food going in the pan. I don't know. All right. Bye, Todd. Potatoes. We'll start with potatoes and see where it goes. I don't know why Todd is against me eating. Like, if I've said it before, if I don't cook and eat on this show, I might not eat today. So this is my opportunity to actually eat. And it's my show. And so, fair enough. These are bigger baby potatoes than they should be. Put a few of these. Those guys are okay. We'll make a bunch of potatoes. Like that. Get some of chili oil in there. Hit them with a little garlic. Hit them with a little pink Himalaya sea salt. Hit them with a little cracked black pepper. Get them all nice and coated up. Start them going because they're going to take a little while. Facing down if they have a down. There we go. Get potatoes going. Come on back. Just like that. Goldie potatoes are awesome. I go back and forth. Sometimes I do red, sometimes I do yellow, sometimes I do big ones and cut them down, sometimes I do little ones and whatevs. Whatevs. Good to see you having a good meal, dude. Good to see you at all, my friend. Welcome. That's my buddy Haywood. I lived in his house. Well, guess it wasn't technically his house. We were roommates for a while in college. A couple of times. Todd, I'm very curious what got you to buy the number 3 hollower. Todd bought the number 3 hollower? That's going right around corners, getting right into the backside of stuff there. I'm deep fried crumbled matzo bites. That sounds good. I like the sound of that. Deep fried crumbled mozzarella bites? That sounds good. Throw a big goob of bacon fat into them taters. I think I'm just going to cook up like a half a pound of bacon to go with them. There'll be some bacon fat involved. I think I'm just going to cook up like a half a pound of bacon to go with them. I was right-hand shot but changed my aim. Oh, you can't be messing with me like that, man. Like, how am I? No, see, go back. You gotta go back. So that's Steve. Now I gotta remember Quahog Man is Steve. That might not be that hard. We'll see. You may have to remind me. When I get used to stuff, you guys. Bacon. Bacon. Yes. I got the good stuff bacon today. I didn't get the cheap crappy bacon. I got the good thick bacon. The thick sliced from Harvest. This is the good stuff bacon. It's like $14 a pound or something. It's just, yeah. Can't always convince myself to spend the money on the good bacon, but sometimes I can. And yesterday was one of those days. Still haven't gotten that chili oil. You're missing out. It's my default cooking oil for like a fair bit of things now that I have found that. Like, it adds a little something, something. That's the good stuff. The bacon. That's the good bacon. Sometimes I can convince myself to buy the good bacon. No onions with them taters. I do have an onion, but can you show it again so I can take a screenshot? Yeah, I mean, it'll be backwards. The Fior. And there's a little light reflection. Hashtag not sponsored. Olive and sunflower oil blend with chili. That's the one that I'm kind of loving right now. If you remember Fior, and it's got like a hand doing that, you'll be okay. You can rewind, Gretchen. That's true. Yeah. Or she can just pay attention. Oh, it's already smelling good. What's going on, my friends? Anybody making anything cool this week? Doing anything cool? Just turn the negative over to, yeah, take the screenshot and then put it in something and flip it. You just look for Fior and a little hand doing that. It's also like bright ass red. Relaxing after a long work week. Atta guy. Get off that foot. Oklahoma Ren Fair in April. Sweet. I've never been to a Ren Fair. That's a thing that I absolutely should have done by now. There is one down next town over, but every time it happens, I'm working, and it kind of bothers me. There's a big one in the interior that I would love to go to. Didn't know he showed it. I was listening and not watching. Well, the show moves quick, and you gotta survived a cyclone yesterday. That's good. That's good stuff. Bought a 5/4 by 7" by 8" board of black walnut. That's a good chunk. Cutting it down to saw handle sizes and working on making some handles. Yeah, nice. With your skate company scroll saw? $200,000 lost power? That's a big storm. Yep. We have several here in the Dallas area. Never been to any of them. I'm kind of geeky, nerdy like that, though. Like, I have a Dungeons and Dragons background, and I like, Lord of the Rings and fantasy novels. And I mean, you could use the skate company scroll saw, or you could just cut it by hand with your little, like, fret saw or whatever, and by candlelight. Oh, there we go. Gonna turn that down a little bit. Sell our boxes there. Sweet. I would want to go not as a money making endeavor. I wouldn't want to make it a business thing. I would want to just enjoy it. But how did I forget Paul is from Dallas? He's not from Dallas. He's from the Dallas area. And I don't know how you forgot that. You forgot the oil. You forgot what the oil was. So maybe your brain is going. God, no, walnut is no joke to cut. I've already broken a couple of blades. I have to remember not to push. Walnut's not that hard. Be better. Maybe just don't suck. I used to go to Scarborough Fair. Saw someone felled by lightning once. Damn. Scarborough Fair, in the Simon and Garfunkel song? Clearly, I forget everything, right? Be smarter. You be smarter, and we'll get. You be smarter. Tim can be better, and we'll all be happy. Cooking potatoes. Cooking potatoes. Who knew a guy that got a degree in journalism is into Dungeons and Dragons? I don't know. Is it accurate to say I'm into it? I haven't played in years, but I used to play a lot. Someone like Mike wearing a robe and hollering lightning bolt as he hurls balls. Lightning bolt? I would never holler that, first of all. You don't want to be announcing your spell. If it has a semantic component, you want to say it quietly so that the opposition spellcaster maybe could fail his spellcraft check. It'd be a lot easier. He would get a bonus on his spellcraft check if you yelled your spell. More than 320,000 homes across southeast Queensland and 16,000 across northern New South Wales remain without power. And the spiders are having a heyday. They're just like, stupid humans can't see. Speaking of nerdy things, the trailer for Andor Season 2 aired during the Oscars. Oh, sweet. Do people watch the Oscars still? I mean, I remember watching the Oscars when I was like a kid, but felt like there was less options for things to watch. Like, I think we watched the Oscars because there were like 4 channels. Ty S. Buenos nachos. Nachos sound good. I could go for nachos. Luckily, I have a generator. How are all the dogs? Is most importantly, like, are the dogs all good? Did you go see the new Captain America? I did go see the new Captain America. And it was exactly fine. It was exactly as I was thinking it would be. It was okay. It was not a waste of my time. And it was adequate. I think the biggest downfall You call, I mean, the biggest complaint that I have about it was some of the writing was fairly uh, expository, I guess. Like some of the writing was like he didn't need to say that. Like we get it. Like what? Like right, even like right at the beginning, like Harrison Ford is it turns to his assistant or whatever, and he's like, "Did we hear from Martha, who is my daughter?" And it was like nobody would say that. Like, well, whatever her name was, it was like that kind of thing bothers me in filmmaking. Like Oscars is just a movie guide for me. I like seeing some people. Sometimes interesting things to see. I like seeing some people. Okay, I think I get it. Sean McGill remembered before 8:15 that this is a thing that we do. Captain America movie to me was just not very clever in any way. Oh, I didn't say it was clever. It's a step-by-step basic movie. It was a Marvel. It was a thing that they did, and it progressed some storyline, and it was fine. It was okay, but there was a little bit too much of that, like you're basically talking to the audience, like, okay, now, friend, we have 17 seconds to make it between those guards, so we're gonna have to hurry. Remember, and it's like you don't need to say that. Woodworking question for you. Oh, good. Setting up a new wood shop in California, CA, after moving here from Florida. What's the one thing you wish you could change or improve about your shop? I would be bigger. That's not a good answer, but if there was only one thing that I could change is it would be twice as big. I'm in a one-car garage and I have too many things for a one-car garage. Um, but I mean, bigger, you can't really just be like, well, I'll just make it bigger. Been spending the week trying to sort out home insurance. Stupid insurance people never call back. It's because they're stupid. My husband got to the point that he refused to watch Al Pacino movies because he had too many long soliloquies. See, a soliloquy can be good, but dialogue, I mean, it can be bad too, but like exposition should not come in the form of dialogue between characters for me. I just feel like that's the wrong way to like show don't tell. The new series of Daredevil is okay so far. I've seen that people are enjoying it. Quit griping about your one car garage. He asked what I would change. That's what I would change. I'm thinking about getting a drum sander. I am also thinking about that. I would very much like a drum sander, but I'm going back and forth on whether or not it's actually going to happen only because of spatial restrictions. Some of us wish we had a garage. It's true. I totally get it, Marv. I have a 3-car garage and do all my woodworking in my basement living room. Sounds like a I mean, you do you. I'm not going to tell you where to do your work. You do your work wherever you need to do your work. I too wish I had a garage. Grew up with big ones, and there are 0 garages where I live now. But does everybody have a shed? Do people not have yards? Because there are places where that's the thing. There's just house, 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 house. There's no yards. There's no garages. Fearsome, do you actually put cars in your garage? That's your first mistake. If that's your problem, like park them bad boys outside. I emailed you a pretty photo. I will look at the pretty photo. Does it have purples? Is it purpley? You know I like it when you take pictures of purple things. Keeltronics is here. Just a driveway. Well, yep. That's the thing. There's lots of houses here. I mean, for a while we were thinking about, like, is this going to be the last house, or like at least the long time house, or is this a stopover point? And we were looking at other houses, and I couldn't really find anything in the same sort of price bracket, I guess, that was better in terms of, like, there were better things and worse things. But I was like, if we're going to move, I'm going to need a 2-car garage. And, like, once you get up to 2-car garage, the rest of the house gets enormous, and it was out of our, like, there's 2-car garages in a normal size house is not a thing here. So who taught you? Did you go to school? Question mark. Well, lots of people have taught me lots of things. I did go to school, but not for woodworking. I taught myself using YouTube and mistakes in terms of my woodworking education. But I have a couple of degrees in things that aren't woodworking. Okay, these are getting close-ish. Potatoes are getting close enough to the point where I should think about what else I'm going to do. Maybe cook up a half a pound of bacon. Maybe we'll just melt a whole bunch of, we'll put the potatoes in another pan, melt a whole bunch of cheese on them while the bacon's cooking in the pan that the potatoes are in. And then maybe just like scramble up a couple of eggs to go with it. Maybe we'll just have breakfast. Is it that expensive up there as well? Well, just not. Yeah, I mean, it's not as expensive up here as it is down there, I don't think, Sean. But when you're in a price range, if I was going to try to sell my house to move into a house in a similar price range, but just that suits us better, that house doesn't really exist. Because either, as soon as you get a 2-car garage, it's either a big ass house that's not in the price range anymore, or, I mean, that's basically it. Or like you just don't find. As soon as you get a 2-car garage on a house, the house is way bigger for some reason. Like, can't just have a normal size house with a 2-car garage? No. Don't use tiny chisels to turn a bowl on a cheap lathe. That should be rule number 1. Don't try a new form of woodworking without just watching people on YouTube and then just like, oh, that's easy. Yeah, that was a bad decision to be like, oh, you just stick the sharp metal into the spinning thing and then you get a thing. Yay! No, no, it's more complicated than that. Unless you're buying a teardown, you need to spend 7 figures here. Yeah, we're not, like I said, we're not like that. But my house is not all that special. And I could probably sell for, I don't know, 650 maybe? Two-car garage equals good size shop. I agree. A 2-car garage would be perfect. Be lots of room, and I could spread things out and not be quite so cramped, and I could add the drum sander that I want, and that would be it. Basically, I would just spread everything out a little bit and add like one thing, and I'd be perfectly happy. Only reason I can buy is because I made out really well when I sold my last place. There you go. I find great joy looking at homes online and finding weird stuff. That's cool. People who decided to put up backsplash and not move a light switch. Yep. Laundry area, but the sink is down. Yep. I get it. I see what you did. That is fun. That is fun. You go, why would you? How's Mike doing today? I'm doing okay. I'm making potatoes. I'm going to make some bacon to go with them. And I might scramble a couple of eggs for no reason and just add. I might just have breakfast. I don't know. I'm making potatoes right now. I could make the salsa bacon melt, except instead of on a bagel, I could put it on fried potatoes. Ethan Michael. Never trust a man with 2 first names. In the process of buying my first place, it's been stressful, but I'm excited to know. Yeah, absolutely. Buying your first place is a big deal, my friend. Back when I had a house with a 1-car garage, I had plenty of room for 2 benches, router table, drill press, cabinet saw, sander, scroll saw, and a wood stove. Yeah, I mean, I get by. I've got what I need. I would totally goldfish too. Like if I all of a sudden had 2-car garage instead of 1-car garage, I would then just fill that probably and be like, oh, I need more room. Like, bet you could make good pierogies in the garage. I don't know that I could make good pierogies. Honestly, I mean, I know, yes, I could make good pierogies. I like letting other people make good pierogies who know and have practiced what they're doing. Pierogies are one of those things that I will support the pierogi maker. I moved into one of those houses to get the 1/4-acre lot with lots of trees. Not sure it was worth it now that I have tree-hating neighbors that harass us all the time. You tell them to get the fuck out. You'd be like, I'll punch you right in the throat. I like my trees. Shut up. And then you burn their house down. Don't do that. Don't do that. I was exaggerating. Jack Friend, first time in a live. Welcome to the show. Happy for you, Ethan, especially since you probably never changed your name and had to sign for 6 different aliases. Yeah, probably not. That's an interesting problem to have. Okay, let's go. let's figure out what we're doing over here. Let's go. Ugh. All right, let's do it. Something like that. Okay, these out of here. Let's go. Go over here with these. Turn that on low. Keep those warm. That's nice bacon. That is like nice, thick, proper bacon, that is. Like I'm not even gonna need this whole half pound. So like, go like that. Put the rest of that back. Let's go over in the potatoes. We'll hit it with a bunch of salsa. Yeah, that'll be good. And while the bacon's cooking, bunch of salsa in there, and we'll top it with a bunch of shredded cheddar on our taters. While our bacon's cooking, that up a little bit, and let that go. Turn that up a little bit, and then once the bacon's done, we'll whip a couple of eggs in there. We'll have salsa cheddar potatoes, bacon and eggs. We called the police on them after they blew all the leaves back onto our property. Who was short with a dad bod? What is happening? I missed some stories. Oh, neighbor stories. Oh, boo. I've been lucky. I've had pretty good neighbors. I had a neighbor call the cops on me last weekend because I was working on my bike in the driveway. Complained I was being loud and unsafe. Yeah, I've been pretty lucky with neighbors, honestly. How can you eat that much food? Because I haven't had most of my stomach taken out. And I also that's all I'm gonna eat today, bro. Like I haven't eaten yet today. And that's all I'm gonna eat today. I am happy to say that once I eat this, I will have eaten every day this week. I think. Is that accurate? I think if I eat this, I think that I have eaten every day this week. Oh, Mikey B's here. Well, we're talking about crappy neighbors and Captain America, and I'm making dinner. Well, I'm making breakfinner, dinekfist. No bagel? I do have bagels. I don't think I need one with it. Got a horrible neighbor, but at least the closest one is almost a mile away. Yeah, well, at that point, are they really a neighbor? Oh, I guess they're a neighbor. But imagine a guy foot shorter than me telling me my dad was weak for being a veteran suicide. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know if I would have been able to not punch him. That's brought a bag. I brought in a bag of Pop Tarts to munch on during the show. I barely finished one. Yeah, well, your insides don't work, so you have an excuse. What are you working on tonight? I'm working on making dinner, making dinekfist, breckinner, whatever. Uh, and we're hanging out with our friends. I splurged on the good bacon. I got like the thick cut harvest instead of like the cheap crappy stuff. I got cheese melting on my salsa roasted potatoes. Well, fried potatoes. Blinner? Where'd the L come from? I'll just leave it at my neighbors started the problem and they moved in long after we were here. That's usually how that works. Everything's fine and then somebody new moves in and everything's not fine. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. Oh, Blinner. Yeah, I guess technically it is. Breckner? Breckner's okay. Blinner, it works. Yeah, Blinner's good though if you don't have, if it's your only meal of the day and it's at night and it's breakfast food. Blinner's good. It's called supfist, I guess. But I mean, technically, if depending on how you want to look at it, if it's your first meal of the day, doesn't matter when it is, it's breakfast, depending on your definition. So we had corned beef and cabbage. You keep your cabbage. If it's the first time you've eaten that day is breakfast, yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I like new words. I like Blinner if it's your first meal of the day and it's breakfast food at night. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be good. I eat cereal for dinner sometimes. I've been known to have cereal for dinner sometimes. Break a fast breakfast. Yeah, we all know where the... You can call it whatever you want to call it. I'm having fried potatoes that are now simmering in salsa with cheddar cheese melting on them. And I'm cooking up some bacon, and then I'm going to take the bacon out, and I'm going to fire a couple of eggs in the pan and just whip them up real quick to have the like quick and dirty scrambled eggs to go with it. And that's going to be food for today. And it's going to be delicious. Ugh. And Paul is going to be very jealous that I can eat like a decent amount of food. Since my cook is still working, I'm considering some eggs myself. Do it up. Kind of want biscuits and gravy now. Yeah, but not that fucking stuff that you guys in the South call gravy, though. I'm totally, like, I've never had it. I've just determined that it's probably gross. Business Mike, oh God. Since you're cooking for the lives, can you write these off on your taxes since it's part of your show / business? Yes, I absolutely could. I absolutely could. Part of my grocery bill could be a business expense now. Oh, it's gonna be so good. Nice thick. Nice thick bacon, just on the edge of crispy. Like right before it gets crispy. You know what I mean? Like right before it gets crispy, where it's just like on the edge of being crispy. Sausage gravy is so good. I can't say. I think it looks gross and therefore is gross in my head and therefore is gross. I suppose Australia is about as south as it gets from BC, Canada. Yeah, pretty much. I guess. I don't think anybody lives in Antarctica, but some scientists there sometimes for like periods of time. But I don't think there's any official residents, like human ones. And just like fire the bacon on top of the cheese and just like come on, get back in there. All right. Whoa, you're falling over. So the bacon is like right at the edge of where I want it. That's not very good framing. There you go. Yeah, that's good. Let's start. So let's just plate it. Get rid of some of this. Don't need it all. Need a little bit. Just fire a couple of eggs in there, quick and dirty. Scrambled eggs. Yeah. That one got a shell. Oh, we got our bacon. Quick scramble an egg or 3. Whoa. Yeah. Beauty. How much did those eggs cost up that way? That dozen was about $4 Canadian. So what's that, like $3.50 for you guys? 3 and a bit. And I don't care what anybody says. Sometimes I like a little ketchup with my eggs. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I do. Right now, I kind of do. Ketchup equals thick tomato soup. Except it's not gross. And it's sweet. So, I don't know, maybe if tomato soup was sweet and you just cooked it, most of the liquid out of it, made it thick, you could use tomato soup as a dip. Nice thick bacon. Sometimes you do gotta spend the extra money on the good bacon. This is not the all the time bacon though. That's I think it was about a $14 pound of bacon. Oh, I forget. Sometimes I forget if Mikey B is here, I have to eat louder. When my mom makes scrambled eggs, they're dry. So dry they make your mouth dry. I do not understand how she achieves this. She cooks them too long. Eggs do not take very. Did you see how long the eggs were in there for? What, like 2 minutes? And they were in and done? People overcook eggs, just in general. Todd is the one that enjoys cooking the most. It's true. Todd enjoys cooking the most. Mikey B enjoys eating sounds. This is good. This is good blender. And I'll tell you what, I'm not going to be hungry after this. Is it 3 eggs, a whack of potatoes, cheese, and like a third of a pound of bacon? Her sunny side up are undercooked. That's easy to do. That's easy to do. Local butcher makes his own bacon. Sweet. I think I can get bacon at the butcher. This is not that, but this is like as close to butcher bacon as you can get, like at the grocery store. Miss having a butcher nearby. Well, we got butchers. I mean, our downtown, there's a butcher. There's like a meat processor in the next town down, Gunter Brothers. Sometimes you buy the big, like, multi-pack box for like a few $100s. And it's got like a couple of roasts and a chicken and a whack of bacon and some ground beef and some, the big boxes of stuff. Like when you need to just fill the empty freezer because you haven't been keeping it up. Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, Todd's back. Secretly, he sits there and he watches the whole thing and he's jealous. He's playing this persona of someone who hates cooking or whatever. Our butcher makes good smoked bacon, but the meat is so dry. So it's good smoked bacon, but the meat is so dry. The meat of the smoked bacon or like the non-bacon meat? Yeah, Todd, answer the damn question. He asked earlier. Why'd you get the number 3 hollower? Because you watched somebody use it and it was like, ooh. Are you making fancy vases that you gotta be able to get inside underneath? Owner locally owned small grocery store just closed after 50 plus years. Oh, boo. Try cooking it with water in the pan. Keeps the meat part moist, renders the fat. It's true. I got one because shiny. That's a perfectly good reason. Doug's recommendation. Who the shit is Doug? Why are we listening to Doug? Does Doug know what he's talking about, or was Doug like the guy at Rockler with the name tag that said Doug? Doug the Rockler associate said that you needed this? Understanding is it's best for reaching in the upper corner. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, the thing goes like this. So, like, if you need to get under the inside lip of something, sure. I've thought about getting the number 2, but I think that's about as much hookiness as I would ever need. But also shiny and tool, so never count it out. Doug is from Woodspun Round on YouTube. Been turning for 25 years. Oh, okay. So it's not just like Doug, the sales associate at Rockler. I don't know. You just said because Doug said. I'm like, I don't know who Doug is. Bought me a metric butt grunch of MDF. It's a metric butt grunch of MDF. Is that a lot? Is that like what Texans call like a shit ton? A metric butt grunch of MDF? Power supply and an Arduino, thinking about making a CNC. Because Matthias told you that that's a thing you can do. Probably. Whoop. Yeah, shit ton. Okay, a metric butt grunch of MDF. A butt grunch of MDF. I don't hate it. Like, it's pretty cool. If you've already bought it, you've already decided to build it. It's true. He's like, I'm thinking about getting a CNC, so I bought all the stuff to make a CNC. Mine will work better and be sturdier. Okay. Gretchen's doing backsies. What did you say? I can see that you said something and then took it back. No backsies. Because Stumpy told you how to do it. Oh, well then. That's probably good then, because we all know that he's really good at making things. Dots Whitling. How you doing? The other three on his lives that read the comments have been turning for even longer, been featured in magazines and on worldwide wood turners. Oh, okay. So these are people who know what they're talking about. It's not like, but I mean, to be fair, you did just say like, because Doug said. I was laughing at the butt grunch, right? Like a butt grunch of MDF. I'm going to go buy a butt grunch of walnut. That's what I'm going to do. Stumpy is good at making commercials. He's good at getting people's money out of their pocket. Doing good. Haven't been able to catch any of your lives lately. Hope you're doing good. I'm enjoying dinner. I'm enjoying the salsa cheddar potatoes and the bacon and the that was responding to Matt's question. What was you guys can't just like have conversations that I'm not involved in and not expect me to be like, what is happening? Doug was my last legit boss, but I don't think he does any woodwork. Don't listen to him about turning tools then. I kind of like the idea. I do like the idea of like, you're like, Doug, the sales associate at Rockler, told me that I needed this, so I bought it. And Doug's on commission, and it was like, yeah, we can absolutely do that. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but I'm going to be like, what? And like, I matter too. Okay. I'm important. I make a difference in the world. Okay, guys, let's talk to each other and ignore Mike. It's fine. You missed my barbecue comment. I did. I asked for life advice from my guys at Woodcraft and Rockler. Okay. That's cool. I mean, yeah, talk to people, whatever. It's just, I just find it funny that he was like, yeah, Doug. Doug said that I should get one, so I did. And I'm just thinking like, I could just picture like the guy that's like Doug. I have no idea what he's talking about. He like lost his job fixing lawnmowers or some shit, and like went to Rockler, and they were like, sure. Anyway, if you're cooking, then you're not turning anything. So I watch something else, then come back later. Oh yeah, okay. I don't know when the last time I actually turned something on the show was. It's been a while. I did turn something this week though. It's that bowl that was in right at the end of the drill video. I turned that for that video. I turned that to get the like 8 seconds of sanding footage. funniest thing for me is thinking I could talk to anyone else while out in the world. Those stories, yeah, like just like random people, just like strangers. You turned live about a month ago. Sweet. What did I turn? What did I? You sure? Are you sure? I don't remember like the door pull, the pull for the door on New Year's Eve. That wasn't like a month ago. Matt helped me with airbrushing. Paul has helped me pick a lathe and stabilize Blake. I also helped you with airbrush. We were talking about your finish with your airbrush and how you were using the wrong shit. So don't start. Is the chewing done yet? Nope. It was a fair bit of food, my friend. I still got some potatoes. And a couple, and like maybe a half an egg. I'm sure because it was the first turn I saw you do. The knob. That was exciting. The door pull. I have time dysmorphia. I like that. That's a good made up term. I feel like I'm starting to get that. Like, you wake up, it's Monday, and then like all of a sudden it's Thursday, and you're like, what the shit? Nadia answered my wife's questions about brushes after I did with the same answer that I gave. Okay? Literally said the same thing that I did after I did, and then got the credit for answering the question. Working from home every day, I have to check the day of the week every day or I lose track. The only what screws me up the most is if I have to work on a day that I don't normally work, like everything's fucked. Because I basically I know what day it is based on like how many days it's been since I worked or how many days until I work. And so like when I like cover somebody else's shift or something, everything's done. Like it's just now it's like it feels like Thursday when it's Tuesday, and then Friday feels like Sunday, and it's just I think it was around Christmas. Yeah, it was in the big run of shows in between Christmas and New Year's. What's better, exercising or building shit? Well, exercising is stupid and dumb. So I'm going to go with building shit. I usually have to write the day of the week multiple times every day. Well, that makes it easier for you to know what day it is. If you asked me what day it is, I probably wouldn't know. It's true. Sometimes he forgets that it's Thursday after writing the word Thursday all day. I've seen that happen. Or but was that back when we jammed on Mondays? Was it Mondays that you kept forgetting was Monday? We jam on Thursdays now. So that's why my brain went there. Paul, I bet your grocery bills are like in some ways, if I had what you have, which is insides that don't work, I would miss eating lots of good food at a sitting. I do very much enjoy eating a lot of good food. But it'd be nice to just like spend $1.50 a day on food. I'm exaggerating, obviously, but I would always forget Monday was jam. Yeah. No, that Monday was Monday. Yeah. It was funny. You answered my wife. My wife was walking away, and then Natty answered, and she was like, oh, okay. Yeah, because people don't listen to me. My clock will be off for days after tonight. Oh, yeah. Everybody ready to do like the stupidest thing that we do as a society? Once again, we're going to do the stupid thing. Maybe it's not the stupidest thing. It's up there, though. Let's all lose an hour of sleep. Yeah. Because reasons. Exactly why. Because farmers during the fucking war or whatever, like the manufacturers of munitions couldn't run as much power when they were making tank rounds or whatever. This is a good reason to keep doing this. When do we change over? Tomorrow night? Tonight? I don't know. Whenever it happens, honestly, I was telling somebody at work this today. Whenever it happens, like I have like 2 clocks in my life that don't automatically do it. So like I'll wake up, my phone will tell me what time it is, and then when I encounter one of those other 2 clocks, I just change it to whatever my phone says. Is tonight? Oh, okay. One a.m. becomes 2 a.m. Just like magic. It's all just fucking make-believe anyway. Archipelagius. I got it eventually. Last concert? Question mark. Are you asking me what my last concert was? Because I do like when people use full sentences so that I know that I'm answering the question properly. If that is what you are asking, what was the last concert I saw? It's been a while. I don't go to that many concerts anymore. We don't have a lot of good ones come here. Um, it might have been a Jesse Roper show. I see him every time he comes. I honestly don't remember what the last one was. It was probably a Jesse Roper show because when he comes here, I just go buy tickets and I go. Yeah, I don't go to a lot of concerts anymore. My last concert was Father John Misty in Philly. I don't know who Father John Misty is, but next concert is Mayday Parade in Asbury Park. I'm going to say congratulations. I don't know who any of those people are, but if you like them, that's cool. You're going to Kid Rock in 2 weeks? On purpose? Everybody can like what they like. It's fine. That was pretty funny, though. Come on. Oh, guitars. I found my very favorite looking guitar I've ever seen the other day. The ESP Aero Andromeda 2. Oh. Cool. For those of you who are wondering, yes, I ate the whole plate of food. Kid Rock is good. I'm okay with disagreeing. I think the world would be better if we could just agree to disagree a little more often. Yeah, my cigarette, my after dinner cigarette, that was a lot of really good food. I very much enjoyed it. Oh. Whew. Play for us tonight? I don't think so, man. I'm pretty full. AC/DC is still alive? Question mark. Some of them. Some of them are still alive. He has a nice ass, so I will go to the concert. That is a pretty crappy reason to go pay to see a concert, but it's cool. You do you. Like I'm not paying money to like. Beyonce has a nice ass. Okay, I am absolutely not gonna pay money to go see a Beyonce concert. I'm just saying. Oh, I just looked over there. I realized I have a Mike's never had this food before for dessert. I wonder where my sign is. Hold on. Oh! Oh! I found my sign, but I lost my potatoes beside my fridge. They're down in between the fridge and the wall now. I'll go get them. Whoa. There we go. I think I only lost one. Oh, it's worse for wear for sure. It's got like a water stain on it now. It's time for a new sign. But we'll do Mike's never had this food before for dessert. What kind of steak? A Canadian Classics king size. Canadian Classics original king size. I'm stoked for you to go to see Kid Rock, even if he's not. Yeah, I mean, everybody can like what they like and go to see whoever they want to go see. Yay, more food. Agreed. I do absolutely need some more food. Du Maurier? No, I was never a Du Maurier guy. Oh, that was a lot of food, though. You're right. I probably don't need dessert, but I do have. It's been a while, actually. Can I? Mike's never had this food before. Yay! The triumphant return of Mike's never had this food before. I am gonna try the passion flaky apple raspberry passion flaky from Vachon. I don't know. Some kind of pastry, to prepackaged pastry, something with apple raspberry filling. Need a new sign that has gravy stains on it, or salsa or something. It's like a little pastry sandwich thing. I don't know. We'll give it a go. I have not expectations. There's zero expectations about the quality of this pre-packaged pastry. It looks fairly flaky. Oh, it is actually fairly flaky. Super dry. Like just the pastry part. Super dry. Did not use enough butter in the creation of their pastry. It's a thing I'm eating. For how flaky it is. I mean, name is accurate. It's very flaky, but not like in a good, like buttery, layered, folded. kind of way. It's less flaky and more crumbly. And it's not awesome. It's not gross. But it's not awesome. I don't know that I can even give it meh. I think this is going to be, this is a little bit, it's approaching the bottom end of adequate. No. It's not really. It's not really approaching the bottom end of adequate. It's a thing I ate. How many of these fuckers did I buy? 6? I don't know what I'm going to do with 5 of these. I'm glad that I tried it so that I know not to buy it again. And it's not gross. Like, it's not gross. It's just not good. Give them to your kid. There's 0 chance he's going to eat that. Mikey B, you want these? Maybe heat them up and add ice cream. Well, maybe as the base layer with some French vanilla ice cream and some like strawberry puree or like a compote. Maybe. At that point, you're really not really eating that anymore, though. 3. 3.0. Even 3. 3 out of 10. Will not buy again. And I don't know what I'm going to do with them. Yeah. 3 out of 10. Not only would not buy again, but would not eat again. But not gross. Just not good. The Passion Flaky from Vachon. Not good, but not gross. 3 out of 10. Would not eat again. Your young one would like them. Absolutely, he would not. Nope. Dip them in milk. I mean, yeah, it might be better if you dipped it in milk, but then you get a bunch of crumbly, not very good pastry floaties in milk. Went to the dairy today and got some homemade cheese and a gallon of fresh from the cow milk with cream still in it. Okay. That was a really good story. Sorry. That was pretty funny. KMFDM had their 40th anniversary tour last year. Seeing them in the 90s and now is wild. Well, the 90s was only like 8 years ago. Pretty sure. Some days it feels like the 90s was like just over there. And sometimes it feels like the 90s was like a lifetime ago. It was a simpler time. I would not disagree with you if you said it was a better time. There was good. Oh, the 90s were a special time. That's the right way to phrase it. They were special. They were a special time. But they were a special time for us because they were like sort of our formative years, I suppose. Just like the 40s was a special time for Tim. I'm sure that's whatever time you sort of formed yourself as a person is going to be a special time for you, looking back on it. Remember the 20 teens? I do not. I remember them. I do remember them. I was in the early 20 teens. I was doing my third or fourth round of university studies. In the mid 20 teens, I was graduating from those studies and starting my career in journalism. Dang, that's mean. It was pretty funny though. Remember, Tim, when they went to Talkies? My sister tried to tell me that the Go-Go's, my lips are sealed, is 43 years old. I know, right? I see like on the social medias and stuff, sometimes it'll be like, it's the 30th anniversary of such and such an album. And I'm like, shut up. Like 30th anniversary of like Live in New York, like Nirvana's Live in New York. It's like 33 years old or something now. Like, shut up. Saw ZZ Top in 1987 at a dive bar in North Carolina when I was in the Marines. Oh, that'd be cool. Isn't Tim like half Paul's age? I go back and forth. I go back and forth on which one I make fun of for being old. I make these days I make fun of Tim for being old, and I make fun of Paul for falling apart. Like Tim's probably like 4 years older than me or something, but it's irrelevant. Okay, for some reason I've decided that Tim gets the old man jokes and Paul gets the falling apart guy jokes. Ken is 32 years old. See, that's stupid. Oh my God, that brings back memories. What, when they went to Talkies? I'm 54. Tim is 54 years old. Okay, so he's about almost a decade more than me. So like I can this is fine. I'm good. I can still. I'm in pretty good shape for someone with his body. Just things just keep falling off and shit. Like he just every time we turn around, Paul's got a piece of him that's fucked. Like he's just, oh, I guess gotta get a new ankle next week, and then it was like, oh, they got to take out half my stomach, and then it was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna make guitars with one arm now. It's just like it's a weird. Oh, Bueller, I get you. $5.50 might get lost in the mail. It might. It might. It's taken almost a week to recover from sleeping funny. I know. We were talking about this. Was it last week or the week before? About like, sometimes I'll like hurt myself, like shoulder checking too quickly, or like you got to be careful bending over to put on your socks because you never know what's gonna happen in the back area. It's like, or yeah, you sleep on a different part of your pillow, and then all of a sudden it's like 4 days you just can't. You can barely move. Like. It was just a couple weeks ago, actually. I was like all week. I was all messed up. Like I couldn't really. I could go this way, okay, and I could go up and down, okay, but like this way wasn't working. And it was just like, oh, I guess I slept on the wrong pillow. I saw Mastodon when they were the first of 2 opening bands. Yesterday, their guitarist left the band. He was never a metal guy, but loved his band, moving on after 20 years to do country music. Sure. Me too, Tim. See, this... And now I gotta scroll back. Me too, Tim. That's why the 80s were only 29 years ago. Me too, Tim. Let's go back to Tim. Tim says that $5.50 might get lost in the mail. Me too, Tim. Let's go back some more. Tim is 54 years old. Gretchen is also 54 years old. Is that what we're me tooing? Keep up. Oh. It's a fun show. I have fun hanging out with you guys on the internet. Paul is 61. And he doesn't look a day over 90. By the time he's 61, by the time he's like 70, he's gonna be half fucking robot. He's gonna be like, just keeps getting things released. Mikey B is 39 and a quarter years old. It's a weird, but okay. He's turning 40 this year. Look out. He's already doing the same thing. We were talking about this. I was talking about this with Mike not that long ago about just stupid little, just random aches and pains and shit start showing up around 35, I guess. I don't know. I'm 57 going on 58. Body feels 90 and mine thinks it's 21. Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm like 45, I think. Maybe I could be 46. 1979, August. And like, my brain still feels like 21, Like I should be able to still play sports and shit and like. But then, like I said, you sleep on the wrong pillow, and now like 4 days of just not being able to look to your left. Like it's just. Gotta spend my money on something so the kids can't fight after it when I'm gone. Well, so yeah, why not healthcare, I suppose. And now I'm over here laughing in Canadian. He he gives his age like he's 12. He's like, I'm 39 and a quarter. And one day I'll be this big. These days I wake up with one of my pinkies numb from pinching a nerve, sleeping on one side or the other. Yeah. Yeah. Just missed the cigarette vending machine across from my apartment in Japan. A picture of Goku. I remember cigarette vending machines. When I was a kid, they didn't. I do remember them like restaurants asking if you wanted smoking or non-smoking. And you could smoke like while you were walking down the mall corridor, and there were ashtrays beside the benches in the mall. I need to emigrate to Canada so Mike can pay for my health care. We all will. That's what we do. We all pay for everybody's health care. It's fantastic. Love those machines with the pull knob. The ball release. Yeah, I'd like the ball release on the pinball machine, and then the cigarettes would drop down. I have another one of my cigarettes now that we're talking about cigarettes. The plastic tub of single cigarettes at the counter of the gas station. I don't think I ever saw that. That's pretty cool, though. How much were they? Like a dime? We just die slowly and painfully in the US. But unless you get shot, then it's quick. Wish I had that kind of store. An apartment in Japan story. Back when I had my apartment in Japan, yeah, that'd be cool. I have cool stories, but not the cigarette machine in the hallway across from my apartment in Japan. Kind of cool. 10 cents. Hey, all right. And it's super stale. Well, yeah, they're just raw cigarettes sitting in a jar. Like, they should have single cigarette machines like straw dispensers. Yeah, you push the button. I've actually seen those, just that people have in their house. I've never seen one like at a store or anything. But it's been years, but I'm wanting a cigarette too. Yeah, it happens when you see people, well, when people talk about it and whatever. If I was sitting here smoking, it would make you want it even more probably. But I'd go over here. Don't smoke, kids. Don't. Never start. Never do it. It's the worst. Well, it's not the worst, but it's pretty bad. What are we? Good lucking, Paul. Hold on. Go back again. Working on my Canadian camouflage costume. Okay. Beard long enough to reach the center of my chest. Just need some flannel and Molson's. Just dress up like a moose and just walk across the border. Get a buddy and put on a big moose costume. I asked hubby to check on political asylum. England. Do not dress. Oh, actually, I didn't think about that. Don't dress up like a moose. Gretchen is a little bit quicker than she comes off sometimes. That was funny too. Shut up. You should start up again. You get an iron lung to go with all your robot parts. It's true. I mean, he's already mostly met. Well, not mostly, but Paul, can you have an MRI? Like, or does can you not have an MRI because like the machine will blow up? Paul would stick to the walls of the machine. And wouldn't it rip it out of his? I don't know exactly how MRIs work, but he can't below the waist. See, I was kind of half joking, but I was actually genuinely curious also. I set up metal detectors. You set off metal detectors in airports? Keep right. It's great to see you making massive progress every time I check in. I appreciate it, man. I mean, all you can do is keep on keeping on in this world, and keep putting one foot in front of the other, and try to be better today than you were yesterday, and do the same again tomorrow. That's it. That's all we can do. Keep on keeping on. My son now works at a place where some Canada geese live year round, and he was attacked yesterday. Is he okay? Because that's no joke. It sounds like it should be a joke, but that is not a joke. He could with horizontal field. You could, Paul. You could have an MRI with the horizontal field. Geese can be mean. Yeah, geese are like will fuck you up, man. I used to get attacked by them walking along the canal in Ottawa. That is not a joke. Like show me that 5.5 that you want me to fix. Tell me what's wrong with it. I think you mentioned it has the wrong iron, and it's just like pretty rusty and like. All right, I found a box for it to go in, so it's one step closer. It's not it. I don't think it's pitted that badly. There's maybe a couple little ones, but it's just overall just not in great nick, as they say. And then it's got absolutely the wrong iron. Doesn't go all the way across. It's got the wrong iron in there, and it's just it needs a healthy go over, but it's not in like it doesn't need new furniture. There's no cracks anywhere. Like it's not going to need actual repair. No cracks in the bed. No, like sometimes you see them like up in through here. Nothing significant. Just like overall needs a hand. Rumor has it you're going to have a 5.5 for sale soon. That's funny. That was okay. Todd, that wasn't too bad. Mike wants you. You don't need to record the repair if you don't want to, but like some progress pics or whatever, so that we're gonna do like a Zoom chat about refurbing a plane, and then if I can like put the pics of the steps or whatever up for people to like, well, first I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this or whatever, so that like we can talk about what it takes to take a plane from that to whatever it turns into. And then we can, as we're talking, we can look at the pics or whatever. That'll be enough. And okay, so Zoom, Tim, is there's these things called computers. The rust is protecting from more. Looks to have stayed dry. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's not that bad. It's really, for how bad it looks, it's actually not as bad as it should be. But yeah, like you look at that iron has easy a 1/4 inch on either side of it. I work in IT. I prefer Teams. I don't think I've ever used Teams. We can use whatever is going to work. I'm familiar with Zoom, and I have recorded conversations with Zoom and then exported and used that for content. So I would prefer that, but whatever. Paint it pink before the Zoom and record Mike's reaction. Well, no, it's going to be back in my hands before we have our conversation. because he's gonna ship it back to me, and then I'm gonna do the like boxing it up and sending it off like intro part, and then it's gonna come back and we're gonna look at it, and then we're gonna talk to Tim about what it takes to go from that to this. And nobody's gonna watch it. Just I'm letting you know right now. No, it's gonna get like 200 views. 20 people watch the video and 2 likes. Me and Mike. Yeah, probably. You see the English walnut. So with some cool figuring and stuff happening in it that I made this week. A little English walnut bowl. It's pretty nice. The English don't really know how to make walnut. But it was an interesting. It had some. It was certainly different. Met a woodworking guy who wants to trade me a huge black walnut tree milled to your specs for trade for my entire Stanley collection. And throw in some spalted elm. What does your entire Stanley collection look like now? Didn't you just get rid of a bunch of them? And you intentionally got rid of your Type 6 number 3 that I wanted? All right, Keeltronics is leaving. I'm probably wrapping us up pretty quick here too. I think the reason walnut gets that dark look like we see with black walnut is the soil and nutrients in the soil. You can think that. Lots of factors. But English walnut is a little bit different, I will say. It's more of a milk chocolate than a dark chocolate. And it does, I think that while this particular piece has some interesting character and gradients and things, I have an entire collection besides the one you wanted. Almost 2 whole sets, up to a 5, for a whole walnut tree milled to your specifications and some spalted elm. You can get more planes. And you're not a big hand plane user, I don't think. That's... How big is the tree? Like, this sounds like thousands of dollars worth of wood. Like, multiple thousands of dollars worth of wood. I want an entire bedrock collection with flat sides. I want that whole side to be Type 6s. And that'll be enough for me. If I go all Type 6s down that side and then all Veritas's down this side, I'm happy. I don't want to have like a collection. I would like to have a matching set, but I don't need a collection. Send me a pic. Yeah, send me a pic. I would like to see the walnut tree that you're maybe going to trade And I'm still mad at you for the number 3. Is it possible one of those planes sells? It is possible one of those planes sells for a ton. It's true. Maybe there's something rare about one of them, or something. But if the wood is going to be of more use to Paul than those planes are. Lee Nielsen, question mark. What are we going? I got to go back now. Whoop. Tim is. Oh yeah, Bedrock Collection. The Lee Nielsen's are Bedrock flat top style, but like that's crazy talk. I can't afford Lee Nielsen. Yeah, that's why I said that's crazy talk. During COVID, I wanted to buy their bronze 4.5, and it was so expensive. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay, so I think we just call it. I'm full of food. I'm glad that I'm full of food. I'm not thrilled that I ended my meal with that dry ass, not quite mediocre pastry thing. I'm not. But so is Wood River. I mean, I guess. Yeah. I mean, yes, it is. This is an accurate statement. Their iron ones are less, but yeah, I can't afford either. They're expensive. They're expensive. For a user, I do want a 3, maybe a 4. No half or quarter sizes. Yeah, sure. $92, $93 question mark. For what? The Stanley number 92. I don't know what that plane is. Oh, the tongue and grooves? Yeah, I don't know either. If I was going to spend that money, that kind of money. I wanted the bronze. I get it. I would too. If I'm going to be spending $1,000 on a hand plane, yeah. Yeah. All right, later, Paul. I'm going to shut her down. You're not going to miss anything. Let's call it there. Tim, I'll get this plane off to you this week, I promise. Are you done all your mandolins and all that stuff that you... When we first talked about it, you were like, it'll be a little while because I've got all of these instruments that I got to... Clearly, you can take your time. It's obviously not in a big hurry. All right. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, everybody. We will see you next Saturday. Again, we'll keep on keeping on. Stuff is all fluid right now. I can take the plane repair. All right. Sweet. The width requires more strength to push. Are you calling him weak? I mean, he's old, but he's still got some get up, okay? Later, everybody. Tim's got to go roll a wooden wheel down the street with a stick. and I gotta go to bed. I'm I'm heavy in the stomachal area. Bye, everybody. Sorry, Tim. You know we're just having fun.